Hello everybody, this is Aaron Holloway with the highlights video for Limitless Lands by Dean Henegar. So I recently read this book, or I recently read the series. This is going to be for the entire series, because just holy crap, this series is good. Honestly, I kind of struggled with where to start. The series got me a little bit emotional at the end. Well, not just a little, a lot emotional at the end. I wasn't ugly crying or anything, but I could have been. Put it that way. If I had not been in public, I might have been. So I'm just going to start with the main character. So Colonel Raytak is an interesting and fascinating main character. Both in and out of the game, I quickly found myself rooting for him as he... and that kind of brings us to the second highlight, which is I usually don't enjoy in the game stories. Like it's real world, but there's a game, VMMORPG, that kind of thing. I usually don't go for that. I usually go for portal fantasy books. In the game or trapped in the game stories just kind of don't hit home for me as well usually. So it should say something that I highly enjoyed this series. I cannot recommend it enough. My third highlight is the town building and army building is extremely well done. Actually, military fantasy and that kind of thing is usually not. It's kind of rare. Is kind of what I'm getting at. And military fantasy in a VMMORPG, in LitRPG, is even less well done, or sorry, even less often done. And Dean Henegar just blows it out of the water. It's a unique premise with unique characters done by an author who is just fantastic. Which brings me to my fifth highlight. The side character cast is just amazing. It's just awesome. Not going to ruin anything, but each of them has their own arc, and all of them progress both in and out of the game. All of them have connection to Raytak or the real world, and all of them are fully fleshed out. Even the bad guys are just people playing a game with motivations of their own that are perfectly reasonable once you start understanding what they're doing and why. Honestly, I'm kind of stumped for words. I usually ramble a lot, but Henegar does a fantastic job with economy of words at building these characters up, and you really starting to understand who they are and what they're doing. So that brings me to six, whatever. The game story is high stakes, and honestly, you grow to genuinely care for the non-player characters, despite them being non-player characters. The AI herself is fascinating, and the characters are all believable, which is kind of a pitfall of most trapped in the game stories for me. I don't like it when they're interacting with blocks of wood. Some people actually really enjoy that, and because it kind of provides more room for the main character to breathe, right? And that's fine, totally cool. Also a little bit nostalgia from like World of Warcraft or other MMORPGs. Totally cool. Everybody has their thing. That's just not my thing. But Dean Henegar overcomes that here. All the pitfalls that trapped in the game stories have, he overcomes them. Just as if they never existed, which is just fascinating. 7, the real world story has all the hallmarks of evil corporation does X thing, at first. But Henegar grounds us all in reality that most people, even those who we see as antagonists, are actually just trying to help. Most people are good people, even if they fail to be good at being good. And that's kind of the overarching theme, that and family, of the real world story. And it's very heartwarming and builds your faith in humanity. And in 2020, I think we very much all need that kind of heartwarming, heartfelt reality check that people are actually good people. My eighth 8th. Yeah, I don't have fancy graphics or anything. So 8. At the end of the series, when the real world and the game stories finish, I legitimately got emotional. You grow very quickly to care about all of the characters, and you want them all to succeed. Dean does a great job at a very powerful emotional impact as they all come to their arc's conclusion. All in all, this series, which is finished, by the way. So if you're looking for a finished series, 5 books, this is it. If you're looking for a great finished lit RPG series, then this is it. Top quality writing, top quality characters. I say give it a shot. There are just so many things that I could spend probably 10 minutes on here just raving about side characters, if not longer. But give this a shot. Like each book is kind of its own episodic thing. They're just well worth it. They're relatively inexpensive. Dean is a great guy, so if you're interested at following him on social media, that's awesome. I was a fan before I just followed him, by the way. Just a heads up. Yeah, just give this a shot. Well worth it. Top tier book writing, period. Let alone top tier lit RPG. So, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.